Hello everyone, I am Ben Contreras, and welcome to the very first video of the Jasper Hat Production channel in the new year of 2021. An entire month has already passed, and so far, not many things have really, changed when compared to 2020. I mean, the world didn't set itself on fire as quickly as last year did, but, the major point of this video is to, I guess sort of clarify a few things that I wanted to do for this year. Most of them are being the things that I wanted to do the previous year, but wasn't exactly able to because, the whole pandemic thing sort of started. So, I did state this during the last update video that I made, but I want to get more, I guess you could say, experimental with the type of videos I want to post on the channel. Try different ideas, see what kind of stuff works well. Just try and find something that I think will work really well with the channel. But yeah, other than that, there are a couple of things that did happen that I did want to talk about that happened the previous year of 2020. Most of them are relating to, I guess you could say, the entertainment industry, I guess you could say, so I guess we could just go ahead and get started talking about that. And the main primary thing I wanted to talk about is actually concerning a video game that I've actually talked about quite a few times on this channel, and that is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch. More specifically, two specific DLC characters that were actually announced. That were actually announced this year that got a lot of fans very, very hyped up for this second wave of DLC, especially when compared to the first. I have talked about Smash Ultimate before on this channel, specifically when it was announced that the character Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses was announced as a DLC character, and I also made a video listing certain things that I thought Smash 4 did better than Smash Ultimate, but right now we're going to be talking about some of the latest DLC characters that were actually announced for the game, and those two in particular are the avatar characters Steve from Minecraft and Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Now, I guess we may as well start with Minecraft first, considering they were announced before Sephiroth was. This was definitely something that I was not expecting to see come out of Smash Brothers. I mean, there was a lot of people have been talking about how they feel like certain characters from indie games it would be cool to see them represented in Smash Brothers as a playable character. And while we weren't able to get Sans from Undertale, he was announced to only be a Mii costume, which I believe was either announced. I believe that was announced actually the year before 2020. If I'm wrong, if you're wrong, just let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, we weren't able to get Sans, but we were able to get a character that I feel like is a character that is it kind of felt like he sort of was announced at the right time, because last year was definitely the year where Minecraft sort of had a resurgence, especially with people not being able to really move outside of their own house. The fact that these sort of online games Minecraft, Among Us, all these type of games sort of came out at the perfect time, and I think because of that, the fact that Minecraft got representation compared to when the game was still considered relatively new at the time, I feel like this was definitely a good time to actually announce them. The character design, I mean, it is just what Steve looks like from Minecraft, with some of the alternate costumes, including Alex, who was the female equivalent of the default avatar in Minecraft. We also got the zombie as an alternate skin, the Enderman as an alternate skin, and a couple others. And the specific stage for it looks really interesting, and they did a good job capturing the sort of art style of Minecraft, which really isn't that hard to do because the art style itself is really simple. In terms of their moveset, I think they also did a good job at getting them to work in a fighting game because the way Minecraft is played, how the characters are animated, how they move, how they like attack and place objects on the ground. It's not necessarily something that seems like it could work for like a traditional fighting game, but Smash Ultimate is, or Smash Brothers in general, isn't really a traditional style fighting game. I always considered it more of a party game that has elements of a fighting game rather than just a standard fighting game. The fact that you're able to play with, you used to play with up to four and now up to eight players all at once, all the different items that you use that can change up like how matches are played, the different stages, the different stage hazards they all have, the fact that all the characters play super differently and there are not that many that are very similar to one another besides like, certain like characters that are intentionally meant to be clones. So I think that they did a good job making like Minecraft as a game work in Smash Brothers in terms of like the footage that I have seen of it, and they have also done a good job at the different reveal trailers they have for all the new characters. Um, putting the Smash Brothers characters in their specific universe. They've done a good job at making them like unique and very like in a sort of in Steve's case, a very comedic, especially when Mario is being like chased is being attacked by a creeper. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see like once I eventually just start to get the DLC characters for this game. I'm definitely interested to see how Steve plays compared to all the others. Which brings us to the most recent character that was announced for the game, which was actually kind of the thing that got everyone's attention during the Game Awards this year because it was announced because their reveal trailer came out during the Game Awards, and honestly, I don't really think many people cared about it this year in particular. But yeah, Sephiroth was announced as a character in Smash Brothers to be released later on in the year, and fans got really, really hyped up for it, especially considering the fact that they were still running off of the fact that the Final Fantasy VII remake finally came out after so many years of anticipation and all the different teaser trailers for it. The first half of the game has finally come out. People, they played it, they were excited for it, and now once like Steve from Minecraft announcing Sephiroth now is was definitely a really good time to do so. Um, the reveal trailer is definitely one of the better trailers that I think that they've done so far, and all the different like references and homages they did to Final Fantasy, specifically the clips that seemed like they were taken straight from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, the animated movie that was a sequel to the original game. And people like always they've made memes of all the different scenes, specifically where it seems like Sephiroth actually stabs Mario with his sword, only to realize that he only stabbed like the area in between like the clip of his overalls, which was which was very funny. And then the end of the trailer showing that which is most likely going to be what his final smash looks like when he actually has the form that he takes in his final boss in Final Fantasy VII. And the fact that they used the Advent Children remix of One Winged Angel, which is my personal favorite rendition of it. I really like the way that song turned out. You wouldn't think that music like that would work good as a rock song, but I think they pull it off really well. And yeah, lots of people have already, they've already gotten the DLC because it was announced really like close to to its actual release, so people were able to get like a first glance at it. And I haven't exactly read what other things they've added alongside Sephiroth, but hopefully that means that we are going to get more music tracks, because the fact that, when Cloud was released during when Smash 4 was new for the 3DS and Wii U, the fact that they only did the two battle musics from the original game during that stage, I felt was not necessarily an insult, but it did seem like they could have added way more music tracks. But yeah, hopefully that means that we're gonna get that. Hopefully that means that we actually got more tracks for the stage, because I really do like the stage that they included with Cloud. Um, the different like summons that appear whenever you grab like the right summon materia. It's a really nice homage to Final Fantasy VII. And like I said, I feel like Sephiroth, he did come out at the perfect time. Like I said, because the remake came out this year, and people have been excited about it. People have already played it, and now people are probably going to be wondering when the next half of the game is going to finally come out. So yeah, these two Smash characters I felt like are really good additions, and the fact that one thing that I hope for during for this second wave of DLC characters is that they don't pick characters that are from. I hope they go out of their way to add more like not necessarily indie characters, but characters that have like a sort of cult following that seem like they deserve to get like some sort of representation in the game. Because like I said, I feel like one of the reasons why um, the announcement for Byleth as a character got so like gets negatively received was that it was a Nintendo released character who they're in a series that that have shown that they're not afraid of announcing like third party characters from other non Nintendo franchises in the game, and the fact that they put one of their DLC slots for a Nintendo based character, I think that's what a lot of people got upset over. So one thing that I'm hoping is that the next group of DLC characters they go more deeper into third-party characters, indie characters, and characters that aren't necessarily known for being on like Nintendo systems. Well, I say that, and yet there have been releases of Final Fantasy VII and Minecraft on Nintendo systems beforehand, but they're mostly known for being outside of Nintendo's boundaries. So yeah, I really am excited to try these DLC characters out, and hopefully they're characters that I don't feel like I wasted that I feel like I wasted my money on, because I'm sort of very particular when it comes to characters that I play as in Smash Brothers. So yeah, one thing that I sort of hinted at was the fact that they announced Sephiroth's his reveal trailer during the Game Awards, and how that sort of distracted people from the Game Awards. Um, was probably due to the fact that's one of the things that lots of people can like universally agree on was good during the Game Awards, because this year was quite a bit of an odd year for video games, because so many games came out at their appropriate time, but at the same time not all the games were necessarily perfect. One of the things that I sort of noticed was, like I said, the sort of resurgence in online games like Fall Guys, Among Us, Minecraft, as I've said before, and of course lots of people talk about how Animal Crossing New Horizons came out during the right time, and people have been playing so much. People were able to play so much of that, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why the game was so well received. That's not necessarily what I'd say would be in the online category, which, while it does have an online mode, I don't feel like many people necessarily use it for online. Most of the time people use it to be able to make the type of island that they've been wanting to make ever since they've started getting into the series. And I feel like this game does sort of serve as like a decent enough introduction, but there are lots of things that people have talked about the game that the previous games did do better. But yeah, this another game that I slightly mentioned there was Among Us, which is a game that, despite coming out actually 2 years ago, and it took 2 years since it was released in 2018 to get like a more of a resurgence, and for God knows what reason, why that game in particular was like picked as the game that everyone was gonna jump onto. But overall, I think a lot of the content that has come from people playing Among Us has been very I guess you could sort of say interesting is sort of the correct word. Lots of people have have been playing the game, they've gotten like notoriety because of the game actually, and I think that's one of the things that makes the game sort of an inspiration for people who are trying to get into a certain like profession in terms of that when it comes to like creating a creation of their own, whether it be like a video game or like I'm doing it right now with a YouTube series, is that a sort of like resurgence to popularity isn't going to be like immediate. It does take a lot of time for especially with a new product to get the attention of people who are just like discovering it, which is the exact same thing that happened to Among Us. The fact that the developers of the game canceled their work on the sequel to make the original game more a better experience goes to show that like I said, popularity isn't exactly immediate, and just as long as you're passionate with what you do, um, there is going to be a point where people will start to notice you more, and you'll feel like the hard work that you placed into something was actually all worthwhile, because you worked hard on something, so you want people to realize that you know, you want them to feel like it was actually worth it. Speaking of which, I actually recently looked at my channel, and I actually realized that we actually reached up to 71 subscribers so far, which is which was kind of which is kind of funny that I think about it. So lots of people, 71 subscribers, especially compared to like YouTubers, especially nowadays, doesn't seem like a very large number. Um, but to me, I think the fact that people are watching my content at all, let alone 71 people, that really does make me happy, because think I started this channel like quite a few years ago, and I've really tried to make this channel more and more like entertaining for all of you guys, and something that I'm really passionate about. It's one of the reasons why I sort of a bit of a redone of how like my main videos work. The fact that I'm not necessarily calling these type of things reviews, but rather me just talking about certain things that I feel like making videos on. That's one of the things that I'm re- that really does make me proud that I made that the fact that I made this channel. And for those of you who are subscribed, thank you for subscribing and watching this video. And I wouldn't keep on doing this without you people watching. So yeah, here's to hopefully a good year of 2021. It may take us a few months before we actually start getting some decent results for the year, but I do have faith, and I hope you all out there have faith as well. So I hope you all are doing well. You all are being safe. You all are practicing social distancing, doing all the kind of important stuff that you have to do to keep not only yourself but other people safe. And once again, I hope you all enjoyed this video about me, talking about, all this recent stuff that went on the previous year that I wasn't able to talk about during the previous year. So, with all that in mind, I will see you all next time, and I am Ben Contreras, and bye.